What's good, everybody? It's 𝐍𝐿𝐼𝐿, and welcome back to everybody else who's coming back to listen to us. And this is Homeboy Talk podcast, and I want to go ahead and introduce my homeboy.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Deon Donovan, creator of the infamous Florida Man comic book series. Welcome to Homeboy Talk, home of all things pulp culture, video game, comics, and more.
All right, so with our first talking point, I want to talk about the PlayStation 5 and thoughts going into the launch. Apparently, what's been blowing up on social media and of course on YouTube is that the PlayStation 5 has finally been revealed. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with that. There's a whole lot of things that we need to know, and there's a whole lot of things that you guys need to know, or you probably already do know, but we just want to share our opinions or suggestions and thoughts. Basically, what all we want to do is just talk about what's going on in the gaming industry in general. But with the PlayStation 5, how it struck the chord. The fact of the matter is that the PlayStation 5 is coming out with a physical edition and a digital edition. The way that's been going on, the way that the community has been going about it, pre-orders has been out, and boy, oh boy, PlayStation 5 has started a ruckus. Now, what you guys need to know about the PlayStation 5 is, like I said, it's coming out with the physical and a digital version of it. It's got some games coming out on launch, but most importantly, I just want to talk about the things that I do know. The things that we don't know a few things I really don't know is I don't know all the launch titles, but I just know what I know of specifically, such as Spider-Man Miles Morales. And also there's a game called Godfall. There's a couple of launch titles I don't have offhand, but I'm sure we'll talk about that in future conversations. But knowing that, we know about what's going on with the PlayStation 5. It's one of the it's going to be one more remarkable system. I did get a chance to see it on YouTube of a couple of Japanese content creators that share what their what it's like to actually play the PlayStation 5. They got this whole thing where they're showing you the features of what it does with the haptic feedback and how it's actually implementing a couple of features in a controller that's almost similar to what you will see in the Wii U in a sense. It's almost like the Wii U and the Switch controller combined, because you got the haptic feedback in the controller, and it's also got a built-in microphone on the controller. Now, the Wii U also had a built-in microphone in the controller too, where it asks you to do specific things such as blow in it. Right. Now, the Wii U, I remember I played Mario 3D, I think it was 3D Land. Yeah, I think it was for the Wii U, or was it 3D? Well, I don't remember, but I did play it. And there was a point in the game where you had to blow into the Wii gamepad, the Wii U gamepad, for specific objects to move. I'm seeing that Sony has actually implemented that feature in their console, where you're actually having to blow into the controller to move an object or so. There's also another feature that the Wii U or any other controller I've never seen have is basically there's the trigger adjusts. So you get to actually feel the tension of the trigger, meaning that if you're going to pull a bow and arrow, you'll start feeling restrictions from it, and also you get to see that being used in the bow and arrow. And for example, from the game that I saw the Japanese creators were playing, I think it was I forgot it was called Astrobots or whatever it was, but it had a springing character. You had to pull the trigger and it launches the character. And I'm seeing some of this stuff. I said to myself, I don't know if that's something that a lot of developers are going to end up using, but I hope. But I know you could see that a lot of PlayStation studios are going to be implementing that in their games, but I'm not for certain about everything else. I know that they have Kojima on their side, who's actually developed for PlayStation, stuff like that, and he's famous for implementing crazy features into PlayStation, such as one of my biggest memories for Metal Gear Solid, where he's able to dig into your memory card and find out what games are you playing. Was Psycho Mantis did that? He digged into your memory card to see what games that you're playing, and he acts like he can move your controller by putting it on the ground. I find that pretty funny. And you have Kojima, who works for PlayStation, so I hope the next game is going to be like that. But the rumor is that he's supposed to be Nate. I don't know yet. Like I said, we're entitled to an opinion now, but we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But there's rumors are that that Metal Gear Solid remake or remaster might be implemented in the next PlayStation. It might be a PlayStation exclusive. That's for what I know on record. I don't know. It might shoot me in the foot in the future. Yeah, but the PlayStation 5 alone, far as I know, it's I saw the teardown of it, and it's big for a reason. The reason why is because it's got to be able to handle all of that power that's going into the system, such as keeping it cool, because there's a Zen 2 processor chip in it, and there's also it's going to be coming out of a specially designed SSD to get to your games quicker and load up everything quicker. And we saw an example of that on Ratchet and Clank. And also on top of that, they're going to have upgradable memory SSD, M.2 memory, which is you're able to expand the storage for you to get to your games faster and play games faster. But other than that, I think what sold me the most was the Miles Morales. That's definitely a day one buy. That kind of just sold the system to me. I just want to pass things off to you, man. Like, what interests you of the PlayStation 5, and what is it going? Is it something that you might end up picking up on day one?
Okay, man. Yeah. Well, the PlayStation 5, the ball is definitely in Sony's court right now. That PlayStation 5 hype is real, man. That pre-order hype. I haven't seen anything like that in a long time. It was almost like finding the freaking golden ticket for Willy Wonka, you know what I'm saying, of getting the confirmed purchase of that bad boy. So, yeah, for sure, man, the PlayStation 5, to me, I'm not really sold on it initially. I'm not sold on any new console coming out just because I like to get all the bugs and, the hardware gets upgraded and then you get, better price and better deal later on. I'm not in a rush to play all the exclusives and the new content and new games. But for sure, I would definitely out of the new gen, play PS5 over Xbox, the new Xbox for sure on my end, man, because those exclusives are looking good. The Miles Morales game, Miles is big right now. We just had Spider-Verse. Miles is killing it, the Spider-Verse thing. The gameplay looks phenomenal, get graphics. They're really going all out on it. This original Spider-Man game on PS4 was really well done. So for them to continue that one, Miles, that was a really good creative choice. Push that character and give him some more of that limelight that he deserves. I mean, he resonates with a lot of people. Definitely, that's a big ups for them. The Harry Potter exclusive game, I know I'm not a big Potter fan or Pottermore or whatever you call them, but that definitely has appeal to the mainstream. That definitely has a lot of gamers, a lot of not even gamers, just a lot of fans out there, a lot of people out there who don't necessarily game like that, but because this Harry Potter game is giving them that experience that they haven't felt before, giving them definitely an experience and entertainment they haven't gotten before, and being interactive in the Harry Potter world. That's definitely appeal to non-gamers in that mainstream audience. And as an MMO too, you're going to be soaking in, they're going to be soaking in 200, 300 plus hours to be the head of Gryffindor or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or try to be a Dementor and all that stuff, escaping from that. Who knows all the little intricacies and details they have with that game. So PlayStation 5 is looking strong. Their game lineup is looking strong. Sony is looking good. They got the hype going on for the release. Xbox is a little bit more quieter. They definitely seem like they're like lagging. There's something slacking with Xbox and Microsoft on their end. I don't know what it is, man. But PlayStation 5, I would definitely give it, like, for me personally, I'd give it like a year or two wait just to see all the exclusives come out. And, we don't know. There's always technical hardware problems with these launches and software updates and bugs and fixes and all that. But definitely PlayStation 5 is going to be in this whole holiday season. That's probably going to be the talk of the town. That's probably going to be the most requested on the Christmas gift list for everybody, especially during these times. People looking for entertainment, escapism, PlayStation 5 is going to deliver that. The functionality with the controllers that's new to me. That's a little bit different. I think when it comes to components like that to gaming consoles, it depends on the developers. It really depends on the developers to see if they can take those elements and deliver it on the gameplay front. Because we've seen with the Wii U, we've seen with the Wii, even sometimes with the Switch, sometimes a lot of the games that come out for the console that has these functions, they don't use the functions at all. It really just comes down to graphical power and CPU power to deliver the next gameplay element to it. So with all the power the PlayStation 5 has, I hope that these game developers can fine-tune and put some game mechanics with the controller in contribution in addition to the power of the PlayStation 5 and the CPU power and the graphical power. So I hope that's not a lost functionality of the controller by year one, by the end of year one. You know, I think PS3 had the 6-axis controller element to it, and then I think they had the one World War, they had the fighter plane game. And that was it. That used that function, and then everything else was like, okay, back to normal, whatever. Even though you look at the 3DS, the 3D option was like let go of by a majority of the game developers. It was just really the graphical power of the 3DS that gave that next gameplay element in the dual screen. Yeah. So maybe they keep that function going for a couple years. Sony produced games can keep that in the minds of the developers, and maybe we'll see with that. But definitely PS5, big ups on Sony to deliver it this year and to deliver it in a way that makes everyone want to get it, to make it that red hot item, that rarity. You know, people want what they can't have. If it's sold out, there's that rush, like I got to go to the next Best Buy and get it, or I'm going to wait online and look at my emails constantly to get that pre-order, confirmation. So they definitely got it, man. I think they got it this holiday season. I'm not sure what Microsoft can do they did make some moves for sure to try to combat that, but is it enough to beat the hype launch of PS5? I don't know. What are you thinking, man?
Honestly, the Xbox, I think they did a good job. Now, I was in the battlegrounds of pre-ordering the system. I was only able to come out victorious for one. Yeah, I was personally invited to pre-order the PlayStation 5, and I went with the digital option. The reason why I went with the digital option because I've been doing that for 3 generations. PlayStation 3, I was physical at first, traded all my games, and ended up having to regain all those games back as a digital. So my PS3 is full of digital games. My PS4, I started off getting physical games and ended up just didn't care about physical games. Ended up trading all of them in. And GameStop has gotten a lot of my money from trading value. And I decided to go the digital route. The only gripe that I have with YouTubers who are saying is that don't go with the digital route because there's some people that'll say the reason why you don't want to go the digital route is because you're gonna end up losing the preservation of GameStop. Personally, not into get into any debacle with you GameStop fans or anything else, but I really don't care about supporting GameStop in their business practice. I'm pretty sure that'll be talking points in future iterations. But the reason why I went digital is because the thing that you guys need to understand about getting digital games is you're not always locked onto the price that they put on PSN. Throughout the years, they've always had essential sales and stuff like that. There's always sales. I'm a coupon gamer, okay? So I buy my games. Even if I don't get a game at day one, I will buy it eventually, and it's going to be on sale for like $9.99, $19.99, $29.99. And you pretty much will get me at max at $29.99. But you will not. Sometimes I will not pay full price on a game unless it's something I really, really want. Now, this generation of PS4, I ended up buying a whole lot of games digitally. My catalog is up to I think it's 294 right now of digital games, and only 10 I bought full price. You know, most of it has just been essential sales and stuff, you know. So the reason why I'm going all digital for the PS5 is because of that. So I opted for a digital PS5, and I got another haptic controller. Another talking point about that is that the PS5 is actually coming in with 3D headsets, which the 3D feature won't be implemented till after launch. They will actually have 3D. They will also have a charging port. I'm not a fan of it. I really don't care plugging it into the controller and setting it to the side. And they will also have a camera. There's really not that many talking points about that camera and what that camera is going to do. How if it's gonna improve. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna add in VR right away. If it's gonna be using that camera for VR. I know that a lot of people will be using that camera for streaming because they want to stream directly on Twitch.
Yeah, they want that green screen.
Yeah, but you know, and I heard that the camera that is that camera feature I probably didn't think about was that you can use the green screen or you don't have to use the green screen, but you can crop out your background. That's what I heard what the PlayStation 5 is going to do. Hey, that's cool. But personally, I'm not a fan of streaming outside from the console because limits of what I want to do when it comes to streaming. You know, because there's a lot more tools that goes into streaming that you need to actually start gaining revenue and gaining respect out of your followers and stuff. Now, there's a couple of people that out there that will actually benefit from. I mean, it really depends on your popularity, but there's a couple of people that watch your gameplay coming out of your console. But you got to have a good following to do that. But I went with the PlayStation 5 digital and to pick it. The one with the PlayStation 5 digital and with the additional controller is because the Spider-Man Miles Morales was a selling point. That's what I want to play. I will be buying that at launch, and I'll probably get the Spider-Man remaster. And I know there's going to be a huge debacle about the model swap on that, but that'll probably be a discussion we'll have in the future. But the PlayStation 5, yeah, man, like, it's definitely to all you old school hits, it's definitely the Turbo Man for this holiday season. You know, people is going to want that PlayStation 5. They're on eBay paying for scalping prices just to get it, you know, because the PlayStation 5 is definitely the hot item, especially here in the year 2020 while we're dealing with this pandemic and people are more so wanting to stay inside. Yeah, and yeah. So those PlayStation, they want that PlayStation 5, and it ain't going to come in a normal box. It's not. It's going to be a hefty little boy. It's going to be a hefty boy, so I expect a big box to come in. You know, because, yeah, man, that PS5 is going to crank in a lot of power. I don't want to go off about the specs at hand. You guys can look that up yourselves through PlayStation blogs, but you understand that this is a pretty powerful system. I just want to talk about, me and my homeboy, we just want to talk about our insights. I do respect the fact that you don't want to pick up the PlayStation at day one because there's a couple of bugs and kinks they want to work out. You know what? I don't mind spending $400 to be a beta tester of PlayStation 5. I'll do it. To be honest with you, I've never bought a PlayStation at launch. I think the only exceptions when I was a teen, my parents bought me a PS2 at launch, and yeah, it did. It had problems. It stopped reading Blue Disc, you know. So yeah, it read the other disc, but it didn't read Blue Disc. So that was the only problem, and it's been an ongoing issue with every launch system. So this is my first time actually with spending my own money buying a launch system at day one, and I'm already expecting technical difficulties from this first one. But I'll also go off in hand and tell people that I've always traded my systems for newer models or upgraded models, and I'll be digital slim version or digital pro version wherever they come out one, if they still continue to do the digital route going forward 3 or 4 years down the line. But that's my input. Do you have any more to speak on?
I think logically what you said about the digital releases makes sense, especially with basically the game sales for these digital games is like unreal. You have something on PlayStation Plus on the PlayStation Store for 60% off or 70% off. You go to the Nintendo Store, they got stuff 60, 70% off. It's like, damn, I want to buy a physical copy, but that game's like $39.99. I can get it for $12.99 right now digitally. So it's definitely tempting to go the digital route, especially with the price points of these games going to now. I think was it $70-$80 now? They're going up for the next gen. They're requiring more power, requiring more development, and more of a budget to create these new masterpieces of these new next gen consoles. So going digital, definitely money saver, especially when these sales start coming out, and you don't have to worry about probably less errors with it digitally as well, instead of the discs not being properly read or something like that. So I think that's definitely probably the next big thing in gaming is digital versus physical in terms of all gaming later on. But definitely PS5. It's gonna be a game. I won't say game changer. It's gonna be a game changer, I guess, in terms of the holiday season and getting everyone excited and stoked for Santa Claus coming and dropping that thing underneath your Christmas tree. So that's all I got to say on it.
All right, guys, that's our talking point for the PlayStation 5. For everybody else that's actually picking up on this this video or audio, whether if it's on SoundCloud or on YouTube, I want to wish you guys luck on getting your PlayStation 5 if you do plan on picking up one for the holiday season. It's coming out next month here in November 12th. It's going to be coming out. Again, wish you guys luck, and we'll wrap things up here.
Happy hunting.
Before you go anywhere, be sure to follow us at Homeboy Talk at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud, and of course, YouTube. And if you want to follow me individually, you can follow me at ORRION. That is Orion Online on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.
All right, y'all. You guys can find me at Title Page Comics on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow me to see all my latest projects and opinions on all things pulp culture. And with that, let's wrap things up. Let us know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'm going to leave things out with my boy Ryan.
That's right. Thanks you guys for the love and support. Make sure you do all those things that my boy just mentioned. We'll go ahead and wrap things up here real quick, all right?